In 1955, you became head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs tennis program, and when you came in, the tennis Dogs were having a really difficult time. But after 34 years of coaching, you led them to 13 SEC championships and 2 national championships. How were you able to turn the program around?
Well, we had the horses, had to get the horses to win the race. And it was a gradual time. Our first NCAA championship was 1985, and then we were repeated in 1987. And Manuel Diaz, who played for me, came in from Puerto Rico, was recommended to me by one of my former players. And he had been a good baseball player down there. Passerelle family was a friend of his family, and they wanted him to take up tennis. And the fellow who recommended him to me, Antonio Ortiz, who played for me, said, "Hey, he's a great athlete. I think you could make a great tennis player out of him." Well, his first year, he was learning to play tennis. He'd been a baseball player. He played number 6. The next 3 years, he played number 1.
Wow.
And he led us to conference champion. He played on conference championship teams.
Thank you, sir.
All 4 years. And later on, he became my assistant coach. And when I retired, I recommended him to be head coach. And he's just done a fabulous job. And I tell you about his family. Do you remember when, you don't remember it, I guess, but when the battleship Maine was sunk in the Havana Harbor in 1898, and we went to war with Spain? They owned Cuba, and we whipped them. And we could have kept Cuba, and I wish we had kept it. But the only thing we kept was a little island down at the southeast end, Guantanamo Bay. There's a Marine and Navy base down there. And then we kept a little island called Puerto Rico. And actually, the year after the war with Spain, the the king of Spain sent 3 Diaz brothers to those islands. One of them he sent to Cuba to be his ambassador. One of them he sent to Mexico. And one of them he sent to San Juan, Puerto Rico. And Manuel is descended from that ambassador to San Juan.
All right. Now, then you were also a huge part of building the UGA Tennis Center, which is behind us here, which is now named after you.
All the trash cans have my name on them.
Right.
And when I die, they're going to name the outhouse for me.
Now, in addition, you brought to Athens what we're in right now, the ITA Tennis Hall of Fame. How did you bring the Hall of Fame here, and will you give the viewers a quick preview of the Hall of Fame which we're in right now?
Well, we're very happy to have the Hall of Fame here. It was my idea to have the National Intercollegiate Hall of Fame, and I was hoping they'd put it here, and they did put it here because we were putting on the NCAA tournament every year, and they thought it was the appropriate site.
Right.
And I raised the money for about everything we have here. My rich lettermen and rich friends got us about every facility that we have here. Mm-hmm. I was lucky that a girl who used to help me in my office, Mary Ann Gordon, her grandmother was the bookkeeper in the athletic department, and I knew Mary Ann. She used to help me a little bit when she was a teenager, and she was so pretty that she was on the Hee Haw TV show, had a lot of pretty girls. And that's where the great country music singer, Kenny Rogers, met her, on the Hee Haw show. And they were married, and they moved to a place close to Athens. And he was a natural athlete. He never did finish high school in Galveston, Texas, but he was a natural athlete. He could have been good in any sport, but the only thing he ever took up was tennis in his early 40s. Yeah. And when they moved here, his wife brought him down to the tennis courts and wanted to know if he could play, and I said, sure. And after he played, he said he wanted to make a donation to the tennis program. And I said, well, we're trying to raise money to put the Tennis Hall of Fame here. And I thought he'd give $5,000 or $10,000. He gave the entire amount, $200,000. And that's the reason this picture for this beautiful mother, Mary Ann, and little boy, Christopher Cody Rogers. That little boy's already graduated in Georgia. And I named a hickory tree out there for him, the Christopher Cody Rogers hickory.
Of all of your accomplishments, which do you view as your greatest?
I think marrying the former Rosemary Ringo from New Orleans, Louisiana, and having 3 wonderful children. I had something to do with it.
All right, thanks so much for your time. Part 2 coming up here in a second.